Hello everyone, welcome to Red Men TV. Steve here. My reaction after Liverpool go and beat Marseille by 3-0 in the Champions League. Yeah, who was expecting that one? Who thought that was going to happen? I don't think many of us expected such a comprehensive win, clean sheet, loads of goals, loads of attacking flair. It was absolutely brilliant from Liverpool at both ends of the pitch. I think the scoreline rightly reflects how good Liverpool were compared to Marseille, really. And yeah, hostile atmosphere, a De Zerbi team who make you work hard. And Liverpool did just that. They worked very, very hard. And pretty much everybody stepped up and contributed in different ways, really, from whether it be sustained periods of dominance to just little moments here and there. Again, not everyone was a 10 out of a 10. That's almost impossible, of course. But yeah, Liverpool put on a very, very good performance. Listen, the head coach, the manager, Arne Slot, or whatever Arne Slot is these days, I think he's head coach, taking a lot of criticism recently. A lot of it has been justified in terms of tactical setup, style of play, all that kind of stuff. So if you're going to criticise when it goes badly, I think it's only fair that you then do the opposite when it goes well and the tactical game plan works. And Liverpool's decision to change the formation, change the setup, change the system, and change almost like a man-marking system and go man for man against the Zerbi side. To do that was inspired. Fair play to them. It was a really, really clever decision. You know, the Derby sides, they want to pass, they want to rotate positions, they want players popping up here, there and everywhere, and they want to try and confuse you within your system and create space by going effectively man for man. Liverpool negated that, so the ball got sent into a centre forward who wanted to drop deep to allow someone to run in behind him. There was always a Liverpool man, A, tracking the runner, but B, going in deep with the centre forward, so whether that be rather Van Dijk or Kanate, or Gomez rather, Van Dijk or Gomez, or Ryan Gravenberch getting involved as well. I thought the tactical setup and the tactical plan was on point. It really did hamper the expectations of the Marseille fans, who obviously they're very, very loud, but it felt like even towards the end, you see them leaving and stuff, they clearly understood that their team was getting a bit of a doing. But also it confused Marseille. There were times when they were trying to pass forward and Liverpool had just blocked all the passing lanes, and then they'd try a risky pass because they had no other options, and then Liverpool would pounce. And like I say, for the most part, Liverpool didn't quite get it right on the counter, didn't quite get it right full stop in terms of attacking, because honestly, they created enough chances again to score 7 goals, easy. Salah, Ekitike all have chances. I think Wirtz has a big chance that he declines to even shoot. Like, on another day, Liverpool could have absolutely wiped the floor with Marseille with the chances they created. And then at the other end, Alisson has to make a few saves, but they're nothing that you'd say like, unexpected saves. They're saves that you would expect Alisson Becker to make. Liverpool could have defended a couple of moments better. But for the most part, the goalkeeper wasn't like at full stretch, whereas at times their goalkeeper, it was. He makes a couple of really good saves. The one from Wirtz in particular. There's one again from Ekitike that ends up being given as a goal kick, but it was absolutely a good save, a really good save from Rulli. So although he scores an own goal and he has a bit of a mixed day, if not for him and some pretty average at times decision making from Liverpool, it could have been even more. So yeah, fair play to the manager. He got it absolutely spot on. His team selection is set up. Ekitike and Salah drifting wide, allowing Wirtz and Szoboszlai out of possession to be that box press with McAllister and Gravenberch was absolutely sensational. Fair play to everyone involved. Again, the manager, or a head coach, whatever, he keeps telling us, when teams play against us, it's okay. It's the low block stuff and it's the long ball direct stuff that Liverpool aren't quite there yet. It's another example of that, really. And that is something, again, long-term Liverpool are going to have to figure out, because if I was an opposition team against Liverpool, there's just no way I would play like an open game of football or try and play through them or try and get them to press, because very few teams are still able to do that to us. The teams who try and play against us tend to suffer a bit. It's the teams who don't really try and play, who make it difficult, or they're low blocks and the more direct nature. They're the ones who seem to be getting some success. So we haven't learned too much really on that front going forward. But yeah, De Zerbi, we all know what his system is. We've seen enough of it at Brighton in the past. We've seen it loads of times. Arne Slot was full of praise for him in the build-up to this game. And Slot's clearly studied it, and he's got to grips with it, and Liverpool did well. So I want to talk about some individual performers now, and we could, honestly, this section, you could go through most of the team and give them shout-outs. But first one, I want to give credit to Joe Gomez, who comes in as centre-back. Obviously, it's Ibu Konate's family issues, and hopefully it's all okay with Ibu and his family, and obviously everything to do with that one. Joe Gomez comes in and plays centre-back and was brilliant. absolutely fantastic, both with the ball and without the ball. His passing forward was so crucial at times in the game. He's involved very much in that third goal, which was an excellent goal from Liverpool. But defensively, in the air, on the cover, at the front post, Virgil van Dijk at one point has a little bit of an error when he miskicks the ball, and it's Joe Gomez there to clear up for him. That looked like the Joe Gomez that we know and love. Fantastic, brilliant display. That centre-back partnership, Liverpool won their first Premier League title their first league title in a long time with, and that was in full effect there for both of them. But in particular, Joe Gomez was outstanding. Kirkes, I thought, did so well on that right-hand side. Well, they are left there, right? They've got that Mason Greenwood dickhead over there, and obviously we all know what we all think of that clown, but he can play, and once or twice he got the better of the Kirkes, but for the most part, him and Weah didn't get much out of Kirkes defensively. Fair play to Kirkes, making really good decisions, blocks, tackles, clearances, headers. Really smart play from him. For Frimpong on the other side, more so in an attacking sense, was excellent, and obviously he's involved massively in the second goal where he forces the own goal. Thought he was magnificent too. So yeah, both fullbacks really deserve a ton of credit. I thought it was mixed games at times for the forwards, and that kind of goes into what I said earlier. I thought midfield wise, I thought Gravenberch had an interestingly up and down first half hour, but then had a really good second half. I thought McAllister put in one of his best performances of the season. I thought magnificent, absolutely brilliant again, both with the ball and those little slide rule passes, but without the ball, he was aggressive, he was tenacious, he was clever, he was in the right place all the time. So, before the game, I was saying I probably would have started Curtis Jones and left McAllister out, but again, Arne Slot knows more than me, and he made the right decision, and McAllister more than justified his inclusion. He was brilliant. Obviously, Sobbo, with the free kicks, genius, absolute genius. I don't know, again, he might have spoken since you guys have heard me speak, but whether that was something he'd noticed in the build-up to the game, that Marseille don't use the draft excluder, or it was just something he picked up on at the time, but it was a really clever piece of thinking, and again, he had a really good game. And then Vertex and Salah, I'd say at times had really good moments, at times had poor moments where all three of them rather could have done better. I think all three of them actually should have scored a goal. And yet he didn't. None of them did. I thought, Salah had a big chance. I think Ekatike has a chance as well. He's unlucky with the one that is the post. Probably should have scored a couple of others. Probably the least egregious. The one might be the worst miss, and he didn't even have a shot, and that might be what I think is the worst bit. But mixed bag in front of goal, but Liverpool continue to work, continue to create chances, worked really hard, and deserved winners, and I don't think the scoreline flatters them at all. And in terms of the group phase and what it means now, of course, if you can beat Karabag at home, which again, never count your chickens, but Liverpool should be able to do that, and then the guaranteed top 8, even a draw probably gets them in, although you don't really want to leave that to chance, and of course you don't, but you want to win. And listen, even if they lost, there's a chance now. I don't, given what's behind them, again, don't do that. Just go and beat Karabag, please, and make it simple. But all of a sudden, because this league phase is so tight, Liverpool have jumped from 11th to 4th with a win. I think Liverpool have got about the amount of points maybe I might have expected them to have. They just come in different ways. They've won they've lost to Galatasaray away, and they've lost to PSV at home, and yet they've won against Inter Milan, and they've beaten Atletico Madrid, and they've beaten Marseille. It's been a very, very weird way that Liverpool have accumulated these points, but ultimately they've got the points they need, so fair play to them for that one. And yet they put in some really strong away performances in the Champions League, which bodes well for what's going to come next. Obviously, when they play the knockout games, hopefully it's one of those last 16 games, but even if it was a playoff, I hope it isn't. Liverpool's away form in Europe does bode well for them. So really impressed with how they responded to, again, another poor result at the weekend, with a very, very good result here. And hopefully this is the kickstart of something and not just another false dawn, because that's what the season's been all about. But yeah, Liverpool in Europe, especially away from home, look a really, really good team. And again, who knows what the season's going to pan out with in terms of this competition, but that bodes well. You can go on the road to difficult places. I know they lost in Galatasaray, but they kind of got diddled there by a bit of a poor refereeing decision, I think. They go and win in Milan. They go and beat Marseille. Obviously, they hammer Frankfurt earlier on as well. So they've been really, really, really good away from home in Europe, and long may that continue as they advance to the knockout stage of this competition. But yeah, Arne and the team have taken a lot of stick and flack recently. And again, a lot of it has been justified. I don't think anyone's sat here or spoken to Liverpool are all singing or dancing or flying team. But I hope the praise for tonight is as as loud perhaps, or as committed as some of the criticism's been. And I understand it's only one game, but you can only judge the team on the team they play and how they play. And I think the performance tonight in particular should get lots and lots of credit, both from the tactical setup and where the manager set them up, but also the individual players who, for the most part, represented that shirt in a hostile environment. Very, very, very well indeed. Right then, I'm going to stop talking now. That is my reaction. I'd love to know your thoughts. Do leave them below in the comment section. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to us as a podcast, and you can get involved in the social media as well. And yeah, if you haven't already and you're not watching this on the Red Men Plus app, why? Or you're not listening to this on the app, why? It is the best place to get all the content. Go and search Redmen Plus in your app stores. Download our new app. It's the best place for all of our content. It's all in one place, from the 2 YouTube channels and from the free podcast feed. And of course, all the paid content is on there as well. If you want to check that out, it'll only cost you £1 for the first month. But even if you don't, and you just enjoy consuming the free stuff, thank you so much. It really is appreciated. Get the app. It's the best place. Rather than us sending you to about 4 different platforms to find everything we do, it's all available in one nice, neat place. And yeah, do go and check it out if you don't mind doing that. I'm going to stop talking now. Yeah, thanks very much everyone for watching or listening to my rambles for the last 11 minutes or so. Catch you all next time.